agreement I have here: do not drink when fetching the kids from school. Drink responsibly when you're in front of the kids. Do not this is for me. Do not confront Asanda when he is drunk.
Like when you're thinking we move past that and then dish. Oh, that drinking. Like also to me, I'm like, oh no, baby, can we not again?
I'll no longer, not I, but no longer buy alcohol from the money that can be used in the house.
Who will not buy the alcohol?
Especially me.
Okay, great. So you've given yourself a boundary.
I've given myself a boundary.
When she started to share the agreements, I could just hear those are just rules that she's written down.
Come back home early when you're out with friends instead of very late at night.
What's up, YouTube? There's something about us as black people that is amazing. As a black person, did you know that there is never a diagnosis? Like ever, there's no black person who is diagnosed as an alcoholic, no matter how much they drink, no matter how destructive they are when they drink. They never have an alcohol problem. Our society as black people is falling apart because of alcohol, because of drugs, mostly because of alcohol. Our black people in South Africa, we drink. Our drinking is a huge problem. And no one tells us this. That is a sad part, because even our president, he will never say, guys, you drink too much. And that drinking too much, you are losing money to SARS and to the South African breweries. Remember, alcohol it costs a lot. People complain about the price of petrol. Alcohol costs a lot. Alcohol costs so much. There are people who drink around 2,000, 3,000 a month, and their transport to work is only 1.5. So alcohol is a huge problem amongst us as black people. I don't care about white people. They are looking after themselves. Us as black people, we also have to look after ourselves. Now I stopped drinking when my daughter was born. I used to love alcohol and I enjoyed it just like everyone else. But I stopped drinking when my daughter was born because I never wanted my daughter to suffer. So that's when I was like, you know what, I'll stop drinking, and that's it. And the funny thing is that at work, I remember I used to work so many shops before I eventually left retail. I used to work on so many shops, almost each and every shop that I worked. Almost each and every shop that I worked. When we go to lunch and I'm sitting around the table with almost every shop, I'm sitting around the table with all the ladies. The conversation about do you drink would come out. The reason why it would come out because I was doing sports nutrition. So they would be asking like, you who train, do you also drink? And I'd be like, no, I don't drink. It affects my training negatively. And most of the ladies would say, you would be too boring for me. It's said that in our country, even where half of the time GBV is perpetuated by alcohol, guys who drink, there are so many stories where someone would say like, my father used to beat my mom only when he's drunk on Saturday. I remember there was a guy who called on radio. He was crying and he said, my father would beat my mother. Every Saturday people knew that my mother's getting beat, and he was crying on radio. Like every time when my father is drunk on Saturday, he would beat my mother. The sad part is the father is happy with his friends there at the pub. He comes home to people who are peaceful, just minding their own businesses, and then he starts beating everyone up. Another lady said when her father was drunk, they would sleep at the forest. I think it's one of the neighboring countries. They would have to go sleep at the forest because he was a monster. So now we are talking about a guy who lives home. These kids are fine. The kids didn't do anything. He would go drink with his friends, become happy with his friends, and then come back home and torture the wife and the kids. Only because he went to have fun with his friends, and the kids never deserved it. Like when we have South African women who say a guy who's drinking is a normal guy. If you don't drink in South Africa, you're abnormal. Our society is flawed. There are so many things. Drunk driving in South Africa, there are so many guys who buy alcohol on Friday at lunch. They start drinking before knock-off time, and then they get into their cars, they go home drunk. There are so many guys like that, and that's the norm. That's what is normal with us in South Africa. You know, Germany has the Autobahn. That is that freeway that does not have speed limits. It does not have as much accident than South African roads that have speed limits and speed humps. Like, ask yourself that. We have so many people who are dying on our roads because of drunk driving. Yet us as black people, if you don't drink, you're abnormal. If you don't drink, you're boring, you're fucked up. Every person, every guy in South Africa, if we say he's normal, Friday night he should be out. His wife should be alone and the kids. In this place where women get raped and people break into people's houses and kill people. In this day and age, a normal man in South Africa is a man who's out drinking until 12 o'clock, leaving their kids behind. You know, there was a lady in Alex who locked her kids inside the shack and then went to drink. And the kids, I don't know, there's kids, I think 5 and 6 or something, the kids burned to death because of she was doing the normal stuff. Then we shouldn't blame that lady. Anyone who's doing drunk driving and he collides with a taxi of innocent people, that should be normal, because the way as black people we respect alcohol is amazing. It's phenomenal. Like the amount of money that we drink, especially because as black people we are underpaid 90% of the times. Black people don't have money 90% of the times, yet we do have money for alcohol. It's disappointing. Listen, us as black people, we need to call each other out. No white guy should say those blacks, they drink too much. I as a black person, I need to say, guys, we need to be smart. We shouldn't be drinking like that. You know, each and every person that I meet, I used to drive Taxify. Each and every person that I would meet, especially my clients, I would try and like ask them, like, how far are you in life? I see they are buying a 6-pack. How far are you in life? And most of the time, the people who would be drinking, like most of the time, not all, you'd see that they're still very far behind in life. Like, there's no way that you beating your wife is the norm. There's no way that South African women would think that a guy who drinks alcohol every weekend is a normal dude. It doesn't make sense. And the thing about me is that peer pressure does not affect me. If you tell me as a lady that I'm too boring for you, I don't even, like, half of the time I'll be like, what the fuck? I don't want you, an alcoholic bitch. So you not wanting me, like, who told you I'm into drunk women? Who told you I'm into a slut that never sleeps home Monday, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday? You can't tell me I'm a boring guy. I'm not into sluts. So me and you, we are even. So many ladies would say like, you're too boring for me if you're not drinking. You don't even drink at home. No, when I'm at home, I'm with my daughter and we're just having a great time. Next time if my daughter starts drinking at the age of 13, like she will tell me she saw it from me. And I need to be accountable. I need to say, you know what? And most of the guys, they say alcohol is for fun. If you say you drink for fun, then your kids can also have fun the same way as you. If right now we go to a school and we say, come to school the same way as your father has fun, most of the time the kids are going to come to work, come to school drunk. It's really sad how our society is, and it's the poorest society in South Africa. Remember, in society we have the Nigerian society, we have the Chinese society, we have the Japanese, we have the Zimbabweans, we have and all of those people, the whites, all of those people, they don't drink. Even if they are 10% of the population, they don't drink as much as us black people. The amount of money that we get a month, it doesn't make sense how much we drink. As black people, I think we need to look at ourselves. I think we cannot we cannot be alcoholics. We need to call people out. As black people, we need to say, bro, you are an alcoholic and you need to get that checked. Every time I watch, I remember I was watching Saving My Marriage. This guy has 2 cars written off. He would have alcohol between his legs when he's driving the kids to school. Like, he would have wine, not even wine, whiskey between his legs when he's driving the kids to school. But never during that show was there a point whereby they say, maybe you should stop drinking, bruh. There was never a point. Why? Because our society, like, it worships alcohol so much. You telling a person to stop drinking completely is blasphemy. That guy's wife was crying, say, when you are drunk, bro, when you are drunk. The wife was saying, like, this guy, when he is drunk, he is just a different person. He's not my husband when he's drunk. Yet there was never a time during that show where they said, bro, why don't you maybe stop drinking, because you're going to lose a wife that you took out 80,000 lobola for. And even these women, some of them, listen, I personally would never stand for an alcoholic. Okay, my friends, okay, I do have friends. My friends who drink, I don't hang around them when they go drinking. When we are watching a movie, that's fine. When we are doing other things, that's fine. When you go to play sports, that's fine. I had a group of friends at the gym. We used to train together at the gym. I would never meet them after for drinks. I would meet them only. So I would never tolerate a woman who is drunk. Like, it's just my personal preference. And also you also have a personal preference. But you as a woman who doesn't drink, who doesn't do anything, and then you marry an alcoholic and you have a problem when he beats you when he's drunk, you made your bed. You must lie in it. The sad part about South African women and South African guys in general is that guys think that alcohol is the only way to have fun as a person. Like, you can never have fun watching a movie. You can never have fun going to play, boxing. You can never have fun in the gym with your friends. You can never have fun playing soccer with your friends. You can never have fun playing with your kids. After work on Friday, you sit down with your son and you play PlayStation and you watch a movie with your daughter, your wife. Like, people believe that you don't have fun with that. That's the sad part. For me, I used to drink alcohol with my friends, and we used to go to clubs in Germiston, and we used to go up and down. And every festive season, like New Year's Eve, we would go out to hunt each and every party and all of that shit, especially in Germiston. The day I decided, you know what, I need to go home, and festive season, me and my siblings and my mother and my daughter and all of my family members, how about we make a braai and then we sit down and then we just talk and enjoy and just dance. And the day I did that, I never looked back. That's how I spend my festive seasons. I don't even want to go and spend my 31st with some group of guys that, even if they're my friends, I don't want to do that shit. I want to be with my family. For me, that's fun. And for me, that's fun. Even if it's not as fun as in the club, I made sure that this is the type of fun that I will enjoy. The sad part is that people would spend the rest of their lives just wasting money. And listen, guys, as black people, we drink too much. We can't be that species of people, of humanity, that is the poorest. And